I'm like, hi, I brought him here. Cool, great. I have great taste in men. Yeah. What's up, guys? It's AJ, and I have a story for you guys today. So I know this is going to be my first story time, and I'm going back and forward, and I'm thinking, what should I talk about? And then I thought,
you should talk about that one guy that you went out with.
Which one?
Remember that one guy from Tinder?
Which one?
The douchebag?
Again, you're gonna have to tell me a little bit more than that because there's been too many.
You remember the one with the thing, and the thing, and the thing?
Oh my god. Dick boy?
Dick boy. It is time for the Tinder story about Dick boy. I guess I'll just start with, we met on Tinder. We found out we had mutual friends. He went to the university that a lot of my friends went to, so I was hanging out there all the time. So it seemed pretty cool. It actually turned out that we had a lot in common, so it was really nice to, I guess, meet somebody on a dating app that I had something in common with. But before I dive deep into that, let me just tell you guys real quick that I do not take dating or dating apps seriously. I'm gonna do another video about why I'm single, so you have to wait for that. But I do not take them seriously. On campus one day, hanging out with my friends at a coffee shop. He texts me, we're talking, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm close. He lives like kind of close to campus. Why don't you come visit? Oh, I have some people over, blah, 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 like, is it cool if one of my friends at least comes? And I was like, yeah, sure, I have some of my friends here too. It's fine. So he comes and he calls me and he's like, I'm having trouble finding parking. Where do I park? And I'm like, there's a huge parking garage. It's after hours. It's a commuter school. Nobody's here. Park anywhere. There's even a parking lot in front and on the side of this place. There should be no issues. After like this whole back and forward thing, finally he calls me again and he's like, hey, I think I'm walking here. And then all of a sudden I hear really hard. And I'm like, dude, hello? Bruh, are you okay? And all of a sudden I just hear back like, oh man, yeah, no, I'm cool. That came out of nowhere. I was like, oh my god, did you just get hit by a car? Like, what's going on? He goes, no, I just fell off the curb. And I'm like, the curb came out of nowhere? Though I should not be judging because I have walked into so many glass windows and glass doors. It's not even funny. So I guess no judgment there. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's clumsy like me. We have a lot in common. Who knows? I tried, right? He shows up, he comes in, I get up, I give him a hug, I'm like, oh my god, hey, come like meet some of my friends that you haven't already met. He knew one of my friends and it was cool, like whatever. I meet his friend, it's fine, right? I guess it's fine. He sits down and this is where everything just happens. I noticed that he's kind of like slurring his words a little bit. I'm just kind of confused at this point. Didn't really like catch on too much that it was like an issue. So he starts talking and he like introduces me to his friend formally. And he's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, this dude, man, he likes Asian chicks. Like, do you know any Asian girls? And I was like, haha, like one of my good friends is Asian. And he's like, oh my god, call her. Like, do you pull up pictures? He's so into Asians. It's like his thing. It's his fetish. And I'm like, hold on. What? Like a fetish? Like, strictly just Asians? He gets off to it? What? Like, we just kind of physically just met. And you're already telling me to like whore out one of my friends. Okay. Then he starts talking about his other friend that was back at the crib and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't your other friends like come? And he's like, oh no, man, he's dating this chick and like she will not put out and I swear it's like the dumbest thing because like how could you date somebody and like them like not put out because of like God or whatever? And I'm like, seriously? We're just gonna roll on this little like judgment train? Is that like the thing that we're doing now? Then he goes, wait, hold on, I need it. And I'm like, you need what? So he reaches down and he gets inside of his backpack and he like moves his hand around and he pulls out this beast of a vape. He starts going off and like, oh my god, guess how much nicotine's in here? It's the highest legal form. Oh my god, I'm so addicted to nicotine. Great, oh my god, yeah. And I'm just like, that's not cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, like, have fun having lung cancer. Yeah, great, cool. Don't judge you, but questionable choices. He goes back into his backpack and he pulls out this huge bottle of like Perrier and it's like this big and it like has like this much liquid in it, and I noticed that it's not bubbly like Perrier is. He's like, hey, you want some? And I'm like, no, that looks like backwash. Oh, no, it's vodka. We filled it up earlier, and like me and Jonathan have like finished it off. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm completely good. And this is when it starts to click that this dude is drunk out of his mind. Came to our first meeting, first date, drunk. Again, I know how to pick them. So somewhere in between my self-realization that this dude is completely just wasted and mentally gone at this point, he starts talking about how he fucked this girl 2 weeks ago, just out of boredom because he hadn't had it in like a while. And I was like, haha, what's a while? Just as a joke, and I'm slightly an instigator. And he's like, oh man, it was like 3 weeks. And I'm like, can't go 3 weeks. Like, the internet exists. I really don't see the issue of like fucking somebody out of boredom. Might just be me. I don't know. He tells me that he has 3 days to go until the doctor tells him if he has herpes or not. Herpes. Now, if you have herpes, I'm sorry. There's, again, no judgment towards you. But I do not want herpes because herps are for life and I'm not down for it. I'm just really just like, no. No thanks. Not good. So after all the inappropriate talk and herpes and not having herpes, maybe having herpes, we end up talking about penises. Now, this is actually a slightly normal thing for me because I don't know why me and the friends that I like tend to hang around, we talk about stuff like that all the time because we're 12 years old. And we start talking about them, and he starts going on about, and like, no, vaginas are so pretty, and like dicks are gross, but like mine's beautiful. And he starts going on for like 5 minutes about why his penis is like beautiful and why he likes getting pictures of vaginas because he's like, oh, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I can hit it like this from that way or this from this way. And I'm like, what way are you looking at it? Because I'm kind of just thinking of like a one-way tunnel there. I don't, like, it just didn't, compute in my head, but okay. So he keeps going on about that. He starts going on about his penis being so beautiful. And again, slightly an instigator. I was like, pics or it's not real. And he's like, nah, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm more mature than that. Suddenly he has a filter, but at the same time he starts saying this, he picks his phone up and he starts scrolling through his pictures. Scrolling. And I'm like, is he fucking looking for nudes? Like, is he looking for a picture of his penis right now? Like, what's happening? So we're sitting next to each other. I like look over and he had no idea I was looking. Like, it wasn't like an obvious thing. I'm nosy. So I start looking and I'm like, oh, okay, there's a naked girl. There's a naked girl. And then he pulls up a picture and holds it to his chest. I'm telling you that this was one of the most funniest moments of my life. He just goes, well, I mean, like, it's not really a nude, but like, I just kind of like sent this to somebody for like pics in return, and this is the only one that I have. And I'm like, dude, like, I honestly don't even care right now. Like, we're never gonna talk again, so what's the point? And he goes, okay, here it is. And he shows me the picture. Then he continues to show every single person at my little table, the people next to us. One of my friends at one point steals the phone and is like, look at this guy's like nude. I'm just so lost for words at this point. I was just like, this dude just seriously, like, basically just whipped out his dick at a coffee shop on campus. What the fuck? Like, he's like, oh wait, look at the pictures I got in return. So then he shows me those naked pictures of the girl. And I'm like, this is a great first date. Like, I'm glad we matched. I'm glad you have my phone number. And I'm glad you know that I hang out here all the time. Yeah, great. Again, I'm a winner. I find winners. Worst date, hands down, this guy. We mentioned this was the first Tinder date I had ever gone on. Thumbs up for Tinder. Okay, so like 20 minutes later, I think everything's fine, normal, whatever. I'm home now. And I get a text message, and it's him. And so I open it, and I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And I swear this is not a reference to the Eliza skit that she did in her stand-up, but I fucking received the fried shrimp emoji. Don't know what it means. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a metaphor for your penis? Like, I have so many questions. Safe to say we did not make a point in seeing each other ever again, except we would run into each other randomly at media functions that we would just happen to be at. Now I'm going to give you guys a real quick fast version of this story. Met on Tinder, boy was dick, boy's dick might be sick, boy shows dick, fried shrimp. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like and tell me in the comments below if you guys have ever had a weird date like this. And please, please, please subscribe for more to come. Date life forever. So